Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and I find myself once again drawn to the Fabled Lands. I would have returned again sooner, but I was waiting for something that was due to come out around All Hallows Eve. So as we return to Mambrino the Sorcerer, time has passed. Mambrino has spent some significant time studying a tome that he purchased from merchants hailing from Golnir. Where is Golnir, you might ask? Why, it is the kingdom across the river from Saqqara. The one that until recently had its borders closed. And in this book he purchased from the merchants from Golnir, Mambrino read of the exploits of an ancient hero from far-off times known as Lorga the Warrior. And while reading of Lorga's adventures, Mambrino learned that unfortunately, Lorga never travelled to Golnir. And he thought this a truly tragic situation. And so Mambrino has spent the last couple of months researching an ancient and powerful ritual. One that will reverse time and space itself until a time when Lorga was yet still alive. A time when he could visit Golnir. And so now, he takes his move. Now the ritual is tricky, and I should warn you all that the first rule of Load the Save Club is we don't talk about Load the Save Club. And while this will have undone many of his own exploits, it's a sacrifice Mambrino the Warrior was willing to make. And so, as Lorga the Warrior, who clearly had inspired his future reader, is wandering through the streets of Yadimura, he hears merchants speaking of that far-off land of Golnir and realizes that maybe he should try and go there at some point in time. So, a reminder. The last episode that Lorga featured in didn't go so well. And now this is his opportunity. Remember, Saqqara is generally like the rank 1 area. Golnir was the rank 2 area. The Great Steppes is rank 4. I think Utaku is rank 3. I can't remember. However, the Golnir region has finally been unlocked now in the game's early access. And I've given enough hints and clues that Lorga the Warrior would return when Golnir was available. So yeah, I've kept the saves of all the dead characters and the 1 or 2 extra side characters I played. Also, yes, Umule has her original save and her returning character save. For now, though, Lorga needs to head southwards. Now, does he have a vessel capable of making the journey? I do not believe he does. However, let's actually book passage to Yellowport. A merchant is prepared to take you to Yellowport. After an uneventful journey, you dock at the port of the Sulphurous City, where we will take a look at the market. Our pack is very full. There are a number of items we got the Witch's Hand, of course we have, and we need the other thing, the parrot fungus. I know where it is. It's very hard to get. So we got Potion of Godliness, Fairy Mead, or Wolf Pelt. Is there only Wolf Pelt? I think it is. And the Officer's Pass. Right, well, let's... Can we get a ship to... No, okay then. We travel by road to Shadar Tor. Now, yes, I'm skipping over familiar content. Pickpocket. Ah, you steal so much shards, you nasty thief. Right, let's carry on then to Marlock City. Can we book passage to... No, we cannot. So be it then. So, the River Grim. An ominous name for a river. You're on the east bank of the River Grim, a great powerful river which rushes past towards the sea. You can travel to Golnir from here. Just in case we didn't know. A water sprite curses you, lose a blessing. Oh, bother. Did we have one? We did. Blessing of Storms, was that? Well, let's cross the river. Into lands unknown. And this, my friends, is where the adventure of this episode truly begins. You cross the river to the west bank. You're walking along the bank of the River Grim, called the River of Souls because it is said to carry ghost barges laden with the souls of the dead. Ah! Clearly, Golnir is a popular place for travellers from Sakara at the moment. It's so perfect! The Sakarans tell you that they work for a consortium of merchants in Yellowport. We're travelling around Golnir to find out what commodities are in demand, explains the senior member of the party. Minerals are plentiful in Yellowport, as you may know, but grains and furs are in short supply. Bidding them good day, you continue along the riverbank. Here, on the flat country of southeast Golnir, the River Grim meanders before sluggishly debauching? I mean, it can't be debauching, because that doesn't make sense. Before sluggishly debauching into the swampy delta of the Magwort Fence, like disgorging would make more sense. That's really weird. I'll have to look that word up, see if it is a real word, and what it would mean. Lush corners are on one side, the surging river on the other. You reach a point where it is possible to ford the river across a causeway of ancient weathered stones. Now, at this point, I'd like to point out, just before continuing, that the developers have pointed out that since this is such a massive game overhaul, like some quest rewards in the frozen steppes to the north have been overhauled, for example, and some other things have been tweaked, it is entirely possible that there will be bugs and broken things in existing saves, and new saves are encouraged. However, Lorga the warrior holds a mighty legacy. He will happily explore an adventure until he encounters such game-breaking bugs or perishes in the, well, not quite attempt, but you know what I mean. Alright, I'm not going to cross the river. I'm going to strike out to the west. But first, let's take a look at this beautiful new map. All these castles. Golnir is a kingdom of knights, of kings and queens. Well, probably just one king and one queen, to be honest. You know, courtly intrigue. Let's get on in there. Monastery of Mulhern, the East Road, the riverbank, I presume, isn't necessarily going to be crossing straight back across. Let's go to the road on the understanding we can go... No. So, I'm assuming if I go to the East Road, I'll then be able to go to the monastery, but let's just go there first. Mulhern is the blacksmith of the gods, famous for his cleverness and the breadth of his knowledge. Here at the monastery, his most devout adherents live an austere existence, striking to honor the god through a regimen of hard physical labor combined with academic study. If you are injured, this is a good place to rest and recuperate from your wounds. Let's stop off at the monastery anyway and see if there's anything else we can do here as well. The monks must first approve you in order to gain admittance. Well, yes, they definitely seem to do that. Here you can rest and recuperate if you're injured, join in the devotional rituals, or simply travel on to your next destination. Let's pray to Mulhern. You kneel before the bare stone altar carved in the shape of an anvil. There is no effigy here to represent the god. There is no need of such a thing. Worshippers of Mulhern believe his essence can be discerned in all of creation. And of course the anvil signifies that very act of creation itself. You receive the blessing of Mulhern. This allows you a second attempt to any one failed magic roll. After the second roll, whether successful or not, the blessing is used up. So it's like those magic potions, but not like the magic potions. Let's speak to the abbot. The abbot is pleased to tell you about the god Mulhern. Originally he was the god of craftsmen, blacksmiths and stonemasons, he says. It was Mulhern who gave mankind the secret of making fire, but he also taught the secret of writing, which is why he is the patron deity of scholars. Our library here is the most magnificent in the world. We will apparently not ask about the man with the velvet eye patch, because we don't know a thing about him. So let's travel onwards. The Texian Tavern? The Whistling Heath. Oh, let's go explore the East Road. I'm thinking go down this road until I get to a city. East of the Whistling Heath lie fertile lands that provide rich pickings for the yeomen of central Golnir. And we have an uneventful journey. Let's head down to Haggart's Corner. The town of Haggart's Corner stands at a place where three roads meet. Here, in certain seasons of the year, the Trow are said to come and trade their marvellous trinkets in exchange for human favours. We have some of that wine they're ever so fond of. It is a pretty pastel-hued town. Houses with high gables and mullioned bay windows are set around a series of courts where fountains splash dreamily in the sunlight. Mullioned. I'll have to look into that one as well. Who said this game wasn't educational? The market at Haggart's Corner amounts to just a few shops whose dusty shelves suggest they don't do a roaring trade. People prefer to do business with the Trow, says one shopkeeper with a shrug. Who can compete? Perhaps you will find a bargain here all the same. Let's take a look. Now, I've heard that in Golnir there are new items for purchase. Things like Raise the Fallen. Requires a space sanctity of 7. We don't have that, do we? I mean, we don't have the money, but sanctity... Oh, that's a... 2... So we got 6. But only 6. Do I dare visit the inn, try and get some rumours? Yeah, sure. The Saucy Goblin Inn has a tariff of 1 shard a day. Each day you spend here allows you to recover 1 stamina point if injured. No rumours. Fine. Temples. Lacuna is the moon goddess and the overseer of the hunt. She is the patron deity of woodsmen, hunters, and those who walk in the wild corners of the world. Her temple here in Haggart's Corner is a simple log-built chapel with bronze shields set along the walls, grass carpets for floor, and there is a smell of heather in the air. Pine cones smoulder on the altar. Nothing. Ooh, blessing. If you're an initiate, it only costs 10 shards to purchase Lacuna's blessing. A non-initiate must play 25 shards. Pay, not play. The scouting blessing works by allowing you to try again when you fail a scouting ability check. Okay, yeah. Good for one reroll. Sure. So now we have the scouting blessing and the magic blessing. Both of these probably invaluable. Oh, and the enchanted sword I believe might have been... Oh no, it's another sword that got updated, but we don't have. A sword that is available somewhere in the frozen northern wastes. Let's leave town. And we can take the east road to the south, or the east road to the west. But don't worry, folks, it's still the east road. It's going east, I suppose. What's that, the Magwort Fens? Yeah. Let's stick to the road for now. Lorga is a devout individual after all. You're on a road that stretches across the downs between Haggart's Cavern and the coast. The Knights of Nagil. Not Nigel. This will be my first encounter of significant... Oh, if he bloody dies now, that would be really disappointing. 3 knights overtake you on the road. Over their armour they wear white shrouds, and their shields bear the holy device of the god of death. We are pledged to Nagil, they say. We count ourselves already dead, and so we cannot be defeated in battle, for we have no fear. They offer to make you an initiate of Nagil on the spot. Well, unfortunately, we're already an initiate of Turnai, so we must refuse this offer, and hopefully they don't try to kill us for it. I mean, they have nothing to fear from us, for they are already dead. We can go to Matricians or Wishport. We'll go to Wishport. It's got an easier name to say. And perhaps if we make a... Ooh, 2 temples. I like the number indicating. Wishport is a picturesque town set in the back of a bay rimmed with white cliffs. Fish oil, dyes and other commodities are packed here for transport inland. Ooh, so we could buy dyes and sell them back in Saqqara? The market is located in a warren of alleys adjacent to the waterfront. Each alley is dedicated to a different commodity. In one you can buy rope, in another lanterns, and so on. You hear the echo of a hammer on anvil from the weaponsmith's forge just ahead. Yeah, let's go check all the shops in the marketplace. Oh, ooh, new things, new toys. I saw new toys. So, things we are familiar with here. 2-handed axe, 2-handed sword, a morning star. That's a lance? Looks more like a spear to me. Callus. Looks more like a Chris to me. The Chris being a wavy-bladed dagger. Quarterstaff, tarnished sword. Okay, that's... Oh, so what? Sheep? Longbow, heavy crossbow. We have some kind of ranged weapon. And parchment, books and scrolls. It can be priceless or worthless depending on the contents committed to it. Oh. So there's supposed to be a great treasure hidden somewhere in Golnir that is incredibly hard to find, and there's lots of clues all over the place. I wonder if purchasing the parchment would allow me to record those clues and keep track of the information that I have found. That's interesting and funky, right? House stash? We don't have a house. Do we not have an explore? We don't have an explore for this town. Okay, that could be a bug, but you never know. Temples. You want to see how the divine is represented in this settlement. We have a Temple of Alvir and Valmir, and a Temple of the Three Fortunes. Let's leave it at that. Okay. The Haunt. Look, we're hemorrhaging money here. We're in need of income. Let's go there. This part of the country is infamous as the haunt of brigands, smugglers, and witches. Well, hopefully not witches. Brigands attack. Excellent. I've got potions. Wily brigands have set a concealed trap out of the downs. To spot it in time and avoid getting caught, you need to make a scouting roll. Well, fortunately, we have a blessing of scouting. We may very well need it. Let's use that blessing and try again. Hey! That's better. Castle Orlok. Let's not go there for now. We'll go to Matricians instead. Matricians is a large trading city of broad market plazas and great palaces built by the wealth of the merchant princes. You can buy a house here in town for 200 shards. Yeah, probably not going to do that. And we can explore this location. The market is one of the largest you have ever seen. It stretches for hundreds of yards through piazzas. Shouldn't that be plazas? No, double Z. Piazzas covered with silk awnings. So they're like market stalls. Got it, okay. Man, my vocabulary is expanding this episode. Along the great esplanade, overlooking another new word! Overlooking the bay and through shadowy colonnades where fortunes are made and lost in the course of a single conversation. Let's explore town. Wait, we got 3 temples. I'll have to look into that later. But marketplace. Ebony wand. Ooh. Meteor strike. That's a new skill, that is. Resilient companion books and scrolls. Animals. Oh, right. This is for the ranger, wayfarer class. Parchments, books and scrolls. I have a feeling that. Look. I know it says junk, but I have a suspicion. Can I buy a shield here? And if not, where? There's supposed to be new items available in this country. Oh, I can sell the fairy mead here and the lantern. Interesting. I still can't sell this, though. This boomstick. That does remind me. Range for. Okay, so it's no longer treated like a spear, like a 2-hex range thing. And unlimited ammunition? If it's unlimited ammunition, then it's very good indeed. Interesting. And I have this Shadar scroll. Right, this +2, +2. I need to find a way to divest myself of some of the items that I carry. Let's explore Matricians. Oh, please don't roll a 2 to 4. That looks bad. Unless it's like a literal honeycomb or something. Right. You set out in the city to listen for rumors. There is naturally no shortage of such in a teeming city like Matricians, where merchants come and go from all corners of the known world. A bizarre tale. You hear a tale of a merchant who resolved to do business with the Trow, the eldritch race that dwells in caverns below the world. But the merchant did not foresee that the Trow have no use for human coinage. They bundled him up and took him off to their subterranean lairs. What did they do to him, you ask the man who is telling the story. He's not sure. Boiled him down to make oil for their lamps, I expect. Charming. And do I have something on my screen? No, the mouse cursor covers it up and hides it. It's not on the screen. It's just... Wow, I was about to try and clean my screen there. Okay, what temples do they have? Alvir and Valmir, the Three Fortunes, and Nagil. Is there some kind of... Yes, there probably is some kind of adventure we could get from exploring. But I don't just want to sit here and spam explore. Let's see, the Trade Guild. We don't have the money. The best buys in Matricians are grain and cloth, the merchant advises you. Well, that's lovely. But I'm going to head off along the cliff tops towards wherever this location is. At the side of the coastal road there is a weathered old fort. It looks abandoned, with moss cladding the pitted black stones of its high walls. Its empty windows stare out to sea. It may be a relic from ancient times when the ruthless Utakins swept up out of the south to conquer all Harkuna. Look, we are here for adventure, so let us adventure. Inside, you find a set of steps winding down into the bedrock. At the bottom are 3 doors, each carved with a symbol. The symbol on the door to the left is a ram's head. The symbol on the central door is a fiery sun. The symbol on the right-hand door is a spider in a web. You suspect there is a hidden meaning in these symbols, but you have not learned yet. It will be extremely risky to rely on blind luck. Ram's head, fight that... No, let's leave and return again in the future. You're on the coastal road that snakes along the windswept cliff tops between Ringhorn Port and the market town of Matricians. Oh, this is the militia patrol from the Island of the Druids that is now here, and the Island of the Druids one is... They've swapped them or something? A troop of militiamen comes marching along the road. A burly man of arms with wild hair is leading the column, a wicked flail in one hand and a shield adorned with a black boar in the other. Seeing you, he stops and waves his men to a halt. His little eyes squint at you from beneath the bushy brows, and it seems to you his fat nose wriggles for a moment as if sniffing the air. "Ah, my mistake," the man finally grumbles. "Thought you might be one of those poachers infesting these woods. Lousy murdering lot they are, but you don't look the part. Keep your eyes peeled on the road, traveller." The militiamen continue on their patrol, and soon you're alone on the road again. Let's go to Ringhorn to see what there is there to experience. Ringhorn receives goods from all along the Reese River, trading along the coast from Utakin, from Utaku to Yellowport, and south to distant Ankon Konu. It is a very large, bustling city. You can buy a townhouse here for 150 shards, cheaper than in Matricians. Ringhorn consists of hundreds of stores crowded into a cobbled square under the walls of the sheriff's citadel. What prey do they have for sale here? Still no shields, I see, but whirlwind. "Those who sow the wind shall reap the whirlwind. Spin your weapons around, hitting all adjacent enemies for 60% max weapon damage. You swing your weapon round, right round, baby. Round, right round, swing your weapon right round." This would be something nice to try and save up for, if we could get some kind of income in this accursed kingdom. Let's explore town. From Ringhorn, you have an option to put to sea, travel upriver, or journey overland. The fare to travel upriver is 5 shards. I could literally walk in. Probably. As for temples, Alvin and Valmir, Elnir and Sig. I don't recall Sig. The Temple of Sig is a narrow, high-gabled edifice close to the waterfront. Nominally, Sig is the patron deity of lovers, vagabonds, and travelling entertainers, but he is also a god of cunning and deception, and as such is worshipped by those who live outside the law. As a worshipper of Turnai, we probably shouldn't be here. Especially given what the worshippers of Turnai wanted to do to the temple of... what the worshippers of another god wanted to do to the Temple of Turnai back in Saqqara. Visit the Temple of Elner. The Temple of Elner is a majestic place of black marble inlaid with veins of gold. Elner is the foremost god of the pantheon, the patron of warlords and kings. His realm is said to lie between the mountains and the sky, and whenever there is a storm, the simple folk say, "Something has angered Elner." The Temple of Elner is an imposing edifice of grey stone inlaid with yellow marbling. Elner is the god of the sky and of kingship. He is the ruler of the gods. His dreams are the clouds before the storm, says a passing priest. No quests here either. Let's go visit the Trade Guild. The Merchants Guild in Ringhorn. Here you can bank your money for safekeeping or invest it in guild enterprises in the hope of returning a profit. Nothing here either. Interesting. Well then, let's head along the river road. You're on the road that follows the banks of the Reese River between Castle Ravane and the port city of Ringhorn. And fortunately we have an uneventful journey. The white turrets of Castle Ravane rise above the treetops. From the topmost tower flutters the Black Lion banner of the Ravane clan. This is the stronghold of Varna, Baroness of Ravane. Well, perhaps here we shall find the adventure that we seek. Maybe we shall be sent off on some glorious mission. You near the heavy drawbridge. We are not rank 4. Wow, okay. We're not nobility. Sentries with huge black halberds block your way across the drawbridge. You try to convince them to let you enter, and if we fail, we're not going to pick a fight if we don't have to. Oh dear. Ooh. Do I... Yeah, that's godliness. That would not help us here. Oh well. At best, we're going to be turned away. At worst, we're actually going to get into a scuffle. Get lost, you low-born dog, says a sentry, jabbing you with the butt of his halberd. Alright, fine, look, we're leaving. You can travel south towards the coast or venture into the heartland of Golnir. Journeying by river costs 5 shards. No, I'll just take the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, well, until we do. Here in the peaceful countryside of southwest Golnir, hay carts rumble down leafy lanes and peasants look up from their work with a cheery wave. The dangers that an adventurer must often face are easily forgotten in this idyllic setting. You could almost imagine hobbits living here. Well then, there's a main road, let's go to that. The road to the coast carries a constant traffic of trade goods to and from the hinterland. Oh, more Sakkarans. A group of travellers from Saqqara rein in as they see you go by. We have no title. Yep. We have not murdered the Pretender or the so-called Protector of the Realm. So, this is something they would apparently be aware of. Troilus Inn. No, let's go to the Whistling Heath. We've been aware of its presence for long enough. You see a hermit squatting beside a hut built of piled stones wadded with moss. Seeing you, he says, do you seek the Key of Stars? You'll find it at the end of a sinister path. You then go west onto the Whistling Heath, where the wind rips between high craggy tors, producing the eerie keening sound that gives the heath its name. Sinister is in italics. Are we talking Dexter and Sinister, so Sinister is left? So we've gone west, so then we should go south, right? The sky is filled with grey scudding clouds racing ahead of the wind like ghostly galleons in full sail, south again, evidently. You stop for a rest in the lee of an old cairn. When you are ready to set out on your travels again, you are disgusted to discover that while you have been sleeping, an invisible thief stole 3 of your possessions. 3? Oh, well then, that's not good, is it? He must have stole the potion of healing. The potion of healing. And the potion of godliness. We did not have a massive drinking binge, honest. You continue on your journey with a bitter taste in your mouth after all the things you said regarding that pesky thief's relatives. And we're back at the Hermit. Can I just leave? Can I just leave the whole, I mean, arguably then west would be sinister. You're wandering across the gloomy dales of the Whistling Heath. Arguably. You come across a goblin crouched on a toadstool. It is chewing a dead rat. The blood dribbles down its chin as it looks at you, grins and says, "She works harder to fill her larder. Her mother died after killing father." What? The goblin gobbles up the last bit of a rat. "Answer that riddle and you'll know the safe door to take in the old fort on the coast." Oh! The spider. Yeah, the spider. Okay, let's go northwards. I don't have... What? You stop for a rest in the lee of an old cairn. Had 2 possessions stolen. Oh, for goodness sake. I just want to get out of this blasted heath at this point. Right. So obviously he stole the lantern. I can't have him stealing a quest item, so it's going to have to be the wolf pelt. Ooh, interesting. What a horrible, lawless land. You continue on your journey with a bitter taste in your mouth after all the things you said. Look, I don't want to go. Leave. Not the goblin again. Okay, fine. Look, let's go east. Goblins pelt you with stones from the top of a nearby tor. Look, I'm out. I'm safely out. Let's go to Troilus Inn. Maybe there'll be a Cressida as well. No? Come on, Troilus and Cressida. It's literally referenced in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Right. Let's go to the Texian Tavern instead. Get as far away from this heath as we possibly can. The tavern squats beside a mill pond. Weeping willows shade the tables in the beer garden at the back. It looks an inviting place to spend a few days. Sure. Texian the Innkeeper is a wingless mannequin who dresses in a brocade waistcoat and affects human mannerisms. Texian charges 2 shards a day for board and lodging. Oh, that's expensive. Let's just leave then, and return to the Monastery of Mulhern. Thing is, if it's significantly cheaper to stay at the monastery, why would we ever stay there instead? Let us stop at the monastery. Yes, oh, charisma roll to get in. I understand. Let's recuperate. And we recover from our goblin-inflicted injuries. East of the Whistling Hafe lie fertile lands that provide rich pickings for the yeomen of central Golnir. A damsel in distress? What's this? Actual adventure? Let's find out. A lady calls to you from a window of the fortified tower as you pass by below. I am abducted by an evil knight, she says. If you see my champion, pray tell him where I am. Do you need rescuing? You call back. Thank you for the offer, but I think my champion will want to do that himself. This is a setup. Do we rescue her anyway? Do we rescue her anyway? I mean, she might get really angry if we do. Lorga the warrior is an initiate of Turnai. He doesn't fear anger or battle. You break down the door of the tower and confront the evil knight who has imprisoned the damsel. We're like the Knight of the Lion. You defeat him with ease and set her free. What, and she doesn't... Yeah, we probably should have gone looking for a champion. Maybe we would have met him, brought her back here, I don't know. We'll go back to Haggart's Corner. And down the East Road. When we meet the Knights of Nagel once again, we will refuse their offer kindly. Head to Matricians. And then along the cliff top to that old fort, where we will go through the door of the spider on the right hand side. Behind the door is a copper chest containing 300 shards, ring mail and a compass. Excellent. After making note of everything you want to take, decide whether to try one of the other doors or leave. I will leave. And I will go to Matricians and sell that armor. And hopefully the compass as well. Yes. Oh, wow. That's... Yep, alright. What am I looking to buy? Really expensive fancy things that I do not have. Oh, Pirate Captain's Head. That's something to look forward to. A sapphire hairpin. Coral red tresses. Probably from a mermaid then? Key of Stars, Scarab Amulet. They want really funky, high-end looking stuff here. Diamond Lance. Wow. I just want to put this here without selling it. I can't. Well, we've done some selling and tidied up our inventory. Right, so now that this is a ranged weapon, it spews its metal teeth with thunder and fire, indubitably proof of its demonic origin. Well, look, it's the same range, so sure. Let's live dangerously and sell off these items as well. Now we have significantly more money and could almost afford the skill that isn't here. I'm kind of tempted to... There are things up here that I should explore and enjoy. It's like share and enjoy, but different. Heading towards Haggart's Corner. Ooh, Wandering Priests. The priests give you some advice on religious rituals that might stand you in good stead, as well as a potion of godliness. Well, that's good, because we had one of those stolen from us some time ago. Bidding the priests farewell, you continue on your way. We're headed into Haggart's Corner, up the East Road, where a damsel in distress, well, that can apparently be repeated. 7 fools. You encounter 7 fools who are engaged in a preposterous venture. The simpletons are trying to get their cow to climb up a ladder onto the roof of their... Oh, I know this story! Onto the roof on their house, where they have noticed some stalks of grass growing in the thatch. "Come on, Daisy," urges one of the 7 fools, giving the reluctant cow a shove. "Why don't you climb the ladder, cut the grass, and throw it down to the cow," you suggest. They are so pleased that they invite you to stay with them for several days. If injured, you can recover stamina points before setting out on your way. Well, we got to stay at a nice place. We get to visit the monastery, Texian Tavern, and then the old road sounds more interesting than Goldfall. I mean, to be fair, Goldfall, maybe a mining town? I don't know. Sure, it's got an interesting name. Let's go find out. Goldfall is a ramshackle town. The buildings are in poor repair. The livestock wanders untended in the fields. The reason is that most people who live here are just transients. They come from far and wide because of the stories that chunks of gold shower from the sky on certain nights. You pass a beggar squatting beside the town square and ask if he ever found any gold. "Nope," he says. "But I heard of a bloke that got rich from finding 3 nuggets each as big as your fist. Got any spare change?" Wait, are you telling me Jane Cobb flew over this place years ago? Oh, let's explore. There is not much else to do in this ramshackle town, aside from trying your luck with some gold digging. Let's search for gold. Have no to low expectations. What if we roll really low? Maybe we get attacked by some other person who's looking for gold. It's like, "No, this is my claim, bugger off," and like picks a fight with us. You go out into the meadows as soon as the sun rises. Early as you are, the place is already teeming with other prospectors, and you are forced to make do with a patch of hard soil that you sift through until late afternoon. Desperation sets in. You've almost given up hope when you dig up a speck of gold worth 2 shards. "What confounded luck," says a nearby prospector. "That means there's a good chance of a large nugget buried here somewhere." If you want to go on digging, but the daylight is going. "I'll help you dig first thing tomorrow if you like," says the prospector as you walk back to town. You'll rob us more like, but let's try anyway. You go out the next day and the next. Sometimes you find a tiny bit of gold. More often you come back to town empty-handed, and each day you swear that unless you strike it rich on the morrow, you're going to give up looking. But it is too late. You have gold fever. You spend all your... Oh my god, no! You spend all your money on gadgets that are supposed to help with prospecting. Copper sieves, dowsing rods, gold-sensitive ferrets, and so on. After 6 weeks, you have nothing to show for it. You are flat broke, and the gadgets you bought are worse than useless. Sourly, you pack up and leave town, vowing never to return. Still got our money, though. Unless it'll disappear when we... Let's head out this way. Don't ask me how we got to save our money. The road wends its way past countless numbers of farms, passing through villages where the peasants live well on their bountiful harvests. A lovely lady, oh the references. A woman of remarkable ugliness is sitting by the side of the road. Most people cross over to the other... Now, it's entirely possible that we were supposed to lose money and using an old save prevented that. Or maybe it's just a bug. I don't know, but I'm grateful we got to keep our coin. Most people cross over to the other verge to avoid her, and a few children stop to pelt her with clods of earth until you shoo them away. "Oh, thank you," she says. "All I want now is a great big kiss." She has a face like a frog that's been hit with a hammer. Knowing my Arthurian legend, I will deign to give her the kiss she requires. "What a kind person you are," she says, clutching your sleeve. "So I'll reward you with a hint. If you go to Castle Orlok, be sure to join the Temple of Lacuna first." Oh, interesting. Pulling away, you resume your journey, so I shouldn't go there, because if I leave the Temple of Turnai, I don't believe I can rejoin. Let's go to the wheat fields. Oh! Wheatfields is in the very heart of the fertile countryside of Golnir and forms the hub of trade to the hinterland. You can buy a townhouse here for 100 shards. A visit to Wheatfields Market is a noisy, bustling affair. You force your way through crowds of farmers who have come to trade their cattle. Outside the towns, merchants from the south lean eagerly across the tables as they discuss the year's grain prices. What's for sale? Sonic Boom! Yeah, we need more charisma for that. Oh, Lorga the warrior is not finding all the heroic adventure he had hoped for here in Golnir. The farmers in these parts are ruddy-cheeked and jolly, always ready with a foaming stoop of ale and cheery chat. If you took up every offer of hospitality, you would never reach your destination. Incident in a bull's field. Oh, this could be bad. Your shortcut across a seemingly empty field proves to be unwise. You are suddenly charged by a ferocious bull which is intent on decorating its horns with your lower intestine. Lorga the warrior chooses to stand and fight. No self-respecting worshipper of Turnai would leg it. Perhaps you didn't realise that professional bullfighters have a big advantage. The animals they fight have already been tired out and weakened by loss of blood. You're not likely to defeat a healthy bull, no matter how tough you are. Well, we'll have to see about that, won't we? Apparently the fights load quicker now. Oh, they do look quicker. 20 stamina. Enraged bull, you could almost call it raging. How do we have a movement rate on it? No, we can't see how quickly it moves. Okay, we'll go to here. And tactical assessment. Sure. Well, bull. Stunning blow. Yeah! Beat that stunned bull. It's about to come out of stun and murder us. Okay, 3 damage, we can take that. Okay, that's getting risky now. Ooh, that was dangerous. I think I'll have to go back to the Monastery of Mulhern. And now we... yeah. Oh! That... wasn't that like 1800 a while ago? Wow. "Hey, you!" cries an incredulous voice. "What are you doing?" You look up from the carcass of a dead bull. "This bull attacked me." "Course it did," says the farmer. "Didn't you have enough sense to stay out of its field? This is my prize bull I'll have, you know. I've a good mind to send for the militia." He forces you to pay 150 shards as compensation. You continue on your way. Still, dealing with this encounter has taught you much, and we gained 1 combat permanently. Well, yeah, let's go back to Goldfall and curse this town. To Texian Tavern and to the Monastery of Mulhern, where we will stop in and see if the monks will allow us entrance. They will, and we will recover from our injuries. Back to Texian Tavern, the old road. An ogre with 3 heads! Oh dear goodness, and we don't have all the right potions anymore. This is gonna... oh hell. An ogre emerges from behind a rock, casting his net to entangle you. His 3 heads converse on the topic of how you should be cooked. "Boiled," declares the head with lurid red eyes. Ha! Stewed! Asserts the head with tusks. Roasted, surely, suggests the smallest head. Yeah, I should join in the discussion, see if I can confuse the ogre. Make him argue with himself, and then make my escape. Who asked your opinion? Growls the tusked head. The other two heads, however, think you have a point. A fierce argument ensues, and finally the red-eyed head butts the tusked head so hard that both are knocked out. You climb out of the net and start to walk away. The ogre holds up a finger uncertainly. Excuse me, says the tiny head, but what am I going to say to Tusker and Stareface when they wake up? Tell them to stick to eating rabbits in the future. You pass rumbling ox-drawn carts and mule trains laden with grain and cloth. Much trade passes up and down this road. Speaking of trade, maybe we should have just bought a ship. Troubled farmer, you say? You pass a man whose cart has lost a wheel. If I can't get it fixed, then I'll miss the market, he wails, but no one will stop to help him. Sure, I'll help and stop. He is so grateful that after selling his goods at the market, he offers to put you up at his home for a few days. If you're... Yeah, we got some stamina back. That's great. Chard's Inn. What, the vegetable? You come to an inn nestling against a fringe of trees beside a meadow full of flowers. The innkeeper, whose name is Chard, tells you that he does good business. The merchants who travel between wheatfields and Castle Ravane are never short of money to spend. Why is it that all the inns in this place seem to charge 2 shards a night instead of 1? It's like a tourist trap. Chard charges 2 shards a day. Chard charges shards. It's like a tongue twister. Chard charges 2 shards a day for food, board and lodging. Each day you spend here, you can recover 1 stamina point of interest. Sure, we'll do that. 8? We can afford that. Just about. The road is built of old grey cobblestones, which are now half overgrown with a carpet of rich green grass. Sometimes you pass a patrol of soldiers or a peasant leading his cattle to market. You do not expect any trouble on this well-patrolled stretch of road, but you never know. An eerie light in the dark. Of course, we got like the only trouble we could have run into. An eerie glimmer shines between the trees that overhang the road a little way ahead. Venturing a little further, you see in the gathering darkness that an old iron gibbet is set on one side of the road. The glowing light hangs around it like a bubble of marsh gas. Yeah, let's not go there. We are in no fit state to encounter such... Wait. Yeah, it's obviously like some kind of will-o'-the-wisp or something. Haunted gibbet. We could get stuck in it. Let's not. We'll go to Delpton. With a P in it. Delpton. It's not Delton. It's Delpton with a weird glottal stop in the middle, which we must avoid. The village of Delpton flourishes by the shipping of grain downriver to Ringhorn. Delpton Market is small by the standards of the great cities of the south coast, but you may find some useful knickknacks. You never know. Anything with slippery oil. Yeah, that's a thief skill. We don't have that. Lantern, we can... Sure. Let's replace our stolen lantern. You're travelling on an old stone road. Carved limestone monoliths occur at intervals of 7 leagues, each with an inscription marking the distance to the king's high seat. 7 leagues, of course, being 21 miles, so... yeah, maybe we might see 1 a day if we really... yeah, that's not really very likely, is it? Maybe like 1 every 2 days? Depends how straight the roads are. An uneventful journey, that's alright. The endless plains are the breadbasket of Golnir. just as there's a place in Saqqara that's the breadbasket of Saqqara. A vast rolling expanse of fields that gleam in summer like quilts of gold. Pretty whitewashed villages nestle beside lazy streams. The farms are filled with plump livestock. Danger is unknown to the inhabitants of this idyllic landscape. When you are ready, you head towards fresh pastures. A Tower of Despair? That sounds like some kind of encounter we could brave, but I think that will have to wait until the next episode. I hope you've all enjoyed this initial excursion into Golnir, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the next time. I'm going to say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. Hope to see you all again soon.